Big news after big news. Today is no different. We have some XRP news today. We have some Bitcoin news today. I believe we have some Cardano news, gold, silver. Okay. This first article is titled Thailand in partnership talks with Ripple over XRP adoption. It's so strange too. I was just talking about Thailand and how many people are moving to Thailand, buying properties in Thailand, things like that. Man, that the entirety of that region over there is changing. And I'm telling you that there's going to be a lot more capital coming out of there, especially cross-border money as well. You know, a lot of people moving there. They're going to be sending money back and forth for sure. 100%. Some people are running businesses from over there, right? So you're going to have to move that paycheck money, that pay money back and forth. I mean, there's so many dynamics. But once again, the title is Thailand in partnership talks with Ripple over XRP adoption. Let's go here. Let's find out what's going on, folks. Hope you're all having a fantastic day out there. Smash that like button if you haven't already, because I would appreciate that. It says here, a famous crypto personality, Armando Pantoja, has highlighted Ripple's growing expansion, citing the potential XRP adoption by Thailand, as noted in a recent letter by Ripple. Anybody have that letter? You have that letter? Have you seen it? According to Pantoja, it looks like BRICS nations are all about XRP. Yes, but that's not news to us. We've known that. But it's not just BRICS. It's not just BRICS. XRP has been positioned to wrap itself in a multitude of places around the globe. And that's what you call global reach. But yes, are there many participants in the BRICS nations that could possibly utilize XRP? Going by facts, yes. They're there. Ripple has a heavy hand in those regions. I mean, you just look at China. You look at their CBDC platform with the Hong Kong Monetary Authority in China. You look at Project Enbridge. You look at the relationship that Ripple has with the Bank for International Settlements. I mean, it just gets so deep. But let's keep going. Pantoja shares a copy of Ripple's letter to Thai authorities, noting that the Asian country is the latest nation in talks with Ripple about adopting the XRP. I don't know why they said the XRP. It's just funny how that's written. The XRP. The crypto investor also highlighted that Thailand recently applied to join BRICS, connecting its potential link with XRP and the BRICS angle. I think XRP is all about global domination, I think the West and the East can be dominated by Ripple and the XRPL. I think Stellar has a hand in there. I think Algorand has a hand in there. All the top coins, all the bank coins, XDC is in there. But it's about global domination. But yes, is this a solid angle? Of course it is. Meanwhile, the shared letter highlight, but I don't want that to be that's not the only highlight. And that's not just, I don't think that's the major highlight. I think the global reach is the major highlight. All of these different central banks dealing with Ripple and the possibility of somehow implementing XRP to some degree. Who knows what degree that's going to be. I think that's very key. I mean, but I've said that many times before. We're just seeing it now come to fruition. It says, quote, the way forward for retail central bank digital currency in Thailand, unquote. Ripple noted that the paper represents an in-depth research and analysis of the CBDC subject in Thailand. Ripple commended the Bank of Thailand for its leadership role in the CBDC space, noting how the bank has shown the importance of public-private partnerships. There go that public-private again. I'm telling you, this is what the BIS has been pushing all around the globe for the last 3 years, and it's starting to come to fruition. So in line with that, Ripple welcomed the opportunity to assist the Bank of Thailand in designing and developing a retail CBDC, which is great. But I'm looking out for those wholesale CBDCs. So where that big money is, to show capacity, which means, look, if they do this with Thailand, then obviously there's going to be a cadre, a bunch of institutions utilizing this system. XRP is a part of a system. That's a lot of flow, a lot of volume. I'm not just thinking about Thailand. I'm not thinking like that. When I'm reading this, I'm thinking about across the globe. So you have all of these different institutions, businesses, and individuals who will be using XRP in this particular country, then another country. Just think about that for a moment. And of course, as a business, you want to continue to expand. So as Ripple expands, that's going to be, I mean, listen, if Ripple continues to expand, I believe that they will. And the use of XRP continues to increase over the years, as usually businesses want to continue to thrive and grow. And we know how greedy businesses are, and that actually plays into our favor this time around. That's a lot of XRP in use. That's a lot of XRP in flow. What does it do to that price later on? I mean, listen, not financial advice. It's just my humble opinion, just my thoughts. I'm just throwing my thoughts out there. Feel how you want. It says to show capacity, Ripple highlighted some of its achievements, noting that it had approximately 300 customers. There it goes again. There was a couple of articles I read said 400, but then that was about a year and a half ago. Now they're saying approximately 300 customers and software products that allow financial institutions to send money globally. The fintech firm further highlighted. So, I mean, I need a little bit more clarity on that. I need just a little bit more before I speak more deeply on that, because they threw a few things in at the end that sort of make me think in a different way here. They say 300 customers. I thought they were referencing 100% the 300 banks they used to talk about. But then, like I said, I read articles that said it was up to 400. There's no way that I believe. So but they're keeping it very obtuse. You notice that? Very vague and obtuse. They want to say a lot by saying a little. They don't want the people to really know, but they want people to know, hey, we're successful here. We have some clients. There's no doubt in my mind, no way that they're still around 300. There's no way. No doubt in my mind that number has increased dramatically. They just can't say anything right now. Those non-disclosure agreements, if you haven't seen what's been going on this year with NDAs and people having to shut up because of NDAs, they can't talk about certain things. Interviewers asking them questions, they let them know, hey, listen, we got some NDAs. We can't talk about that. So it shows you how powerful those are, right? So they can't break those NDAs just yet, non-disclosure agreements. The fintech firm further highlighted that its software enables real-time transactions at a fraction of the cost. So that we know. Let's move on to this next article here. We got some more news. I believe we had some other big news today. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. This was a good day today. Once again, if you haven't already, please click that like button down below. I appreciate that. Lets me know that you're enjoying the work. So now, this article here is titled, you know, these articles are so, I think about everything that I enjoy, like food. It's delicious. Yeah, this article is delicious. Ripple CBDC advisor highlights key features of digital euro. Why would you be doing that if you're, I mean, listen, the only time I highlight something is if I'm involved with it. If I speak on it heavily, is because I'm involved with it somehow. Let me read this. Let me not jump the gun. It says let me not get out ahead of myself. Ripple's CBDC advisor highlights key features in ECB's digital euro project progress. The European Central Bank recently published an updated report detailing the progress of the digital euro project since the start of its preparation phase in November 2023. This phase aims to build on the previous results, lay the groundwork for potential issuance by October 2025. Put that on your calendars, October 2025. All right. It says the current focus is on finalizing the rule book and selecting vendors to develop the necessary platform and infrastructure. Ripple's advisor to the CBDC, Anthony Welfare, spoke at the event highlighting the key features and ongoing progress of the digital euro project, which Ripple and XRP have deep legs in Europe. So does Stellar and also Algorand. They did that years ago. They developed those areas very, very well. And the euro, if it continues to be a very strong currency, which I know at some point in the last year and a half, it did reach parity with the dollar, but everything bounces up and down, up and down. I'm not sure what it's doing right now. I haven't been following the euro like I used to. I used to follow the dollar, the euro, and the yen very heavily. I don't really do that much anymore, to be quite honest. But if it continues to be a powerhouse, and Europe continues to have a lot of power around the world, I know they're having struggles economically in a lot of different areas there, especially last I heard Germany was having some significant financial struggles there. But that could be very impactful, extremely impactful. But once again, XRP is deep in Europe, deep in United States, deep connections in the BRICS nations all across the board. I mean, look at this. We're talking true global reach. It's just building up. We shall see where it goes. It says he noted significant progress in areas such as privacy for online and offline transactions, the development of offline functionality, and the establishment of a standardized set of rules for digital euro payments. It says, for example, for online digital euro payments, privacy measures would ensure that the euro system as issuer and payment infrastructure provider cannot directly link transactions to specific individuals, which is huge. You know, that's very important because a lot of people did not like the fact that they felt that their privacy would be invaded. And at first, the verbiage coming out of a lot of European officials was that's exactly what they wanted to do, pretty much. You read their what do you call those, the PDFs and stuff that were coming out. It was actually quite eye-opening how bold they were speaking in that way. So now there's been a lot of pushback, and it shows you the people do have power. I don't know why the people feel powerless all the time, but the people do have power, and I feel that pushback, and it was massive. And there's been a lot of pushback on a lot of things in Europe, where the people are showing like, hey, we're not going to take any mess from you so-called officials. I think that may have changed things because here you go. Now they're like, hey, listen, we're going to make sure privacy is involved here because they want that money one way or the other. They'll test you to see if they can get it in a grimy way. But if they can't get it in a grimy way, they still desire to have that capital flow. And I do believe they will have access to certain information. It just won't be attached to your name and certain very specific things. You know, it says offline privacy is also a priority, with only the payer and the payee being privy to the transaction details in offline scenarios. In addition, the offline functionality of the new currency would allow users to make payments without an internet connection after pre-funding their digital euro accounts via the internet or ATM. And that is interesting. So they're talking to Ripple, who Ripple is giving an update on the digital euro, which means they're on the inside. Ripple is one of the pioneers to offline QR code payments. Remember, they were testing it out in Mexico. Remember that? Look that up if you don't know. And here they are saying that offline payments will be an integral part of the digital euro. I mean, listen, things could change. Of course, they're telling us this now. What the final product will be, who knows? But there's a lot of connections there. How heavy is Ripple involved with this? That's the question that comes to my mind. It says here, okay, so in addition, the offline functionality of the new currency would allow users to make payments without internet connection. Welfare's comments follow Ripple's significant involvement in the initiative. Oh, there you have it. So there you go. They're heavy over there, as the company was a gold sponsor at the Digital Euro Conference in February, which covers several critical topics, including the design, legal considerations, and cross-border payments of the upcoming innovation, which once again, I want to point out that things like this, like the digital euro, have a high possibility of being siloed and cut off and ostracized from the world. If the world doesn't want to utilize a dollar, a physical dollar, why would they want to use a digital dollar? If the world doesn't want to use a physical euro, remember, a lot of the world is BRICS nations now. And they are dollar dumping, turning away from the dollar, turning away from the West. That's really what it is. So then why would they want to use a digital euro, which opens up a doorway for native crypto tokens to be those conduits, those connector pieces. I forgot the word that they use often, but that connector piece, the rail to connect everything all together, sort of gives a new idea or energy to that phrase they used to use, move all the money. That's interesting, isn't it? So now let's move on here. We have I was going to do an article on remittances here. You know what? Let's go with it. Let's go with it because I wanted to show how remittances have increased. And I was just speaking on this recently. I like to back up the things that I've been saying. And I was talking about how people are moving all around the world, working from all around the world now. And so that theoretically is going to increase the money that's being sent back and forth. So anybody that's involved with cross-border payments and sending of money back and forth, there's a huge opportunity on the table, especially if you're at the forefront and you can keep it cheap. So This article was titled, Remittance Crosses $2 billion in First 23 Days of June. This brings, so this is happening in, I believe this is in India. This brings the country's remittances above the $2 billion mark for 3 consecutive months. $2 billion. Inward remittances to Bangladesh surpassed $2 billion in the first 23 days of June as expats, right, sent more money to their relatives on the occasion of Eid al-Adha. In May, remittances crossed $2 billion as well, marking a 38% increase compared to the same period last year. Now, wait a minute. Hey, Mick, what does this have to do with the United States and all these other places? Everywhere has a huge influx of new people that are living in these countries now. Huge. They're accumulating a lot of capital, I would assume, working jobs, doing things, and that money will be sent back home. A lot of it is going to be sent back home, I'm telling you. So cross-border money is going to increase significantly. And that theoretically should only continuously be increasing, I think, over the next 5 to 10 years, considering that a lot of the articles coming out now say there's even more people that are willing to leave their home countries in search of better jobs and, making more capital or a better life, things like that. So this is, the capital is going to be increasing exponentially. This is pretty much what I'm trying to say. In April, remittances through the country's banking channels amounted to $2.04 billion. So what I was trying to show is it's not just India. This is just an example of what's happening in one place. You have a massive amount of inflow of people from other countries to Europe, a massive amount of inflow of people from other countries to the United States. This is happening everywhere. There's a lot of flow of people into Africa. There's people buying new properties in Africa, starting businesses in Africa. So the world is rapidly changing. However, you can't get around that piece of reality where even though some people are movers and shakers and they're moving around, a lot of their family members are not going to do that. A lot of their children are not going to do that. Mothers and fathers. And so they still want to help those people out. And sometimes if people are going to request help, that money's going to flow. All right. So now let's move on here. I think this is the first Bitcoin article we have here. Yes, it is. So now we have a little bit of Bitcoin news, the big dog. I know a lot of people, I don't know why people didn't see this coming. We've been talking about the possibility of a massive dip. I think 2 months ago, I was talking about this. I said I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin were to drop down like below $60,000 or something like that. I don't know what the heck it's doing now. I just saw a bunch of articles where people are very upset about the price and it going down, and it may go down more. Now, I know that there's other catalysts. We'll get to that later. There's a lot of selling going on, but I believe that the main catalyst is bringing down the price for the other businesses to get in. That's what I think. That's what I believe. And to back that up, I say, why is everything happening now? Why not 2 months ago? Why not 3, 4 months ago? Why not last year? It's all happening now to bring all of these prices down. You have massive amount of strategic selling of Bitcoin. Currently, you have a massive amount of selling of strategic selling of Chainlink right now, bringing that down. All the significant coins. Come on, now they're getting in position. That's what I think. They're getting in position. They know something big is coming. They know the regular people are going to run for the hills. They see the prices going down. They're going to lament and run for the hills, run to somewhere else. And that's going to make way for the big companies to get in position. Then you'll see an explosion happen at some point. Things will start going back up again. This is always the way that it is. They're very smart in their strategies. So this article here is titled, Welcome to the Bottom of Altcoins. Analyst says Bitcoin dominance ready for largest plummet in 4 years. Let's scroll down here and see what they're talking about. It says here, a closely followed crypto analyst thinks it's almost time for altcoins to witness the steepest leg of the bull market. It says the BTCD index tracks how much of the total crypto market cap belongs to Bitcoin. A bearish BTCD chart suggests that altcoins are about to outperform Bitcoin. According to TechDev, BTCD is showing a bearish divergence on the 5-day chart, indicating that Bitcoin is losing momentum against altcoins. I think we read an article like this The other day, someone else was showing something similar to this. It says, quote, the building 5-day bearish divergence on Bitcoin dominance says is ready for its largest plummet in 4 years. Those new to this, welcome to the bottom of altcoins wave 2. They come at Bitcoin all-time high consolidations. And you hear about, quote, what if no alt season, unquote. Wait until you see wave 3. All right, so now let's move on here because I think we have another Bitcoin article. We have a Cardano article, banking article, gold. All right, well, you know what? Let's move on here to the Cardano article. Let's squeeze that in. We haven't covered some Cardano in quite some time. If the article would ever pop up, what is going on? You know what it is? Some of these websites, they have so many it's like there's pop-up ads. There's a video that the pop-up ads have some animations going on. Then they have a video that pop up, and that's an ad, and it's playing at the same. All of this is going on at the same time, and it causes these websites to have a little bit of a problem from time to time. So now, this article is titled "Hoskinson, Cardano is waking up." Really, what's going on with Cardano? The Cardano founder has also teased, quote, amazing tech, quote, in the coming years. Cardano, one of the leading proof-of-stake blockchain networks, is waking up, according to founder Charles Hoskinson. Quote, and remember that so much amazing tech is coming over the next few years, unquote, the cryptocurrency proponent said in a post on the X social media network. Hoskinson's bullish social media post came in response to some statistical data that showcases the performance of Sunday Swap V3. I have no idea what that is, but okay. The third version of the popular AMM, okay, there we go. Popular automated market maker based DEX went live on the Cardano mainnet last month. Its contracts now offer a substantially more efficient pricing model. On top of that, the latest version of Sunday Swap now boasts a much larger capability with 35 transactions per second. Theoretically, a third iteration of the popular DEX is capable of processing a whopping 907,200 orders in a single day. Sunday Swap V3 has processed roughly 9,264 orders over the past 24 hours alone, according to Pi Lenningham, the chief technology officer of Sunday Labs. All right, so now let's see. We have enough time. Do we have enough time for the last two articles? We have a banking article, then we have some gold and silver. No, well, let's do the gold and silver. We haven't done that in quite some time. So let's try to keep up with that. So this article is titled Gold, Silver, Platinum Forecast. Weak dollar providing precious metal support. I'm never worried about gold at all. At all. Not knowing what the banks have already said and what a lot of this big money said in the last 2 weeks. We had massively powerful individuals and entities coming out saying they're going to continue to buy record amounts of gold. It says here, gold prices rose on Monday due to a weaker dollar, with investors anticipating U.S. inflation data for insights on future Federal Reserve policy. Second bullet point, silver remained flat at mid-session on Monday, with traders buying on dips while focusing on interest rate trajectories, upcoming PCE data, and Fed speeches. Third, but certainly not least, because I love platinum. It says platinum is rising on Monday, supported by a weaker U.S. dollar and steady metals. With a 2024 deficit. Oh, don't say those sweet, sweet words to me. Don't you do that to me. Oh, I love the deficits. I love when there's a shortage. Everything makes the price go up. With a 2024 deficit projected at 476,000 sweet ounces. Yes. Now that's what I like to hear. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So gold prices rose on Monday, boosted by a weaker dollar. Investors are why did they iterate the same thing here? XAU USD is edging higher late in the session on Monday as traders attempt to claw back Friday's steep decline. The move isn't very impressive, however, and in my opinion, there would have been more buyers had the market retraced all the way down to the $2,305 to $2,294 support area. That's crazy that is like, that's the base layer. That's the standard now, that 2,300. This is a beautiful day for gold enthusiasts. I'm telling you right now. Wow. 2 years ago, would you have thought? 2, 3 years ago. Oh, and to think that maybe, according to economists and experts, given certain, financial struggles of the legacy industry, if banks go down or there's more geopolitical tensions, wow, gold may go up more. I don't know how high. I don't know. It's already beautiful for me, but man, gold's future is very bright. That's what I feel. That's what I believe. Not financial advice. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.